Warning. Warning.
Welcome to the 2-minute warning, where sports fans sound off.
I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind.
Get my
I'm
Joe
trying to blow
Rogan
your
on
mind.
for the
I'm talking
podcast.
literally blow your mind.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of the Pride Rules MMA podcast. As always, we are brought to you by ADK Fightwear, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, and the fine folks at 2-Minute Morning Sports. I am tonight's host, Reverend Tommy D, here to bring all you lost souls
Now
to
he's
the
got a new
greatest
nickname for himself.
to the greatest MMA podcast on the air today. Joined with me, as always, is El Professor, Omar Sangarima.
Yeah,
I love it.
Fucking
And-
guy.
He rolling
and
art. Yes.
my man with the $1 million pedophile smile, Chris
Oh, boy.
Gucci. What's up,
Oh,
boys?
no. God.
I
Oh, you
ordered
gotta-
I ordered my New Balances off Amazon Prime, so they should be.
Yeah, there we go.
tomorrow. So I'll have the
It's white
full
The
kit.
Steph Curry child molester threes, like
The sex offender sevens.
He's got the white van with free candy written down the side of it. He is
Oh.
ready
With
to
the
go. in public.
with the curtains over the windows.
He's got
There
the
you
nun
go.
outfit ready. I don't know how that ties in. I just wanted to say it. Yeah.
Got curtains going over the windows. That is a must for any rape van.
100%.
See that, folks? You get Rape Van 101. That is also one of the courses that Chris is taking
I
at
was
his,
gonna say,
his new college. Oh, man. Off the rails quick. Love
If anybody
every
wants to
minute
help
of
me study, I'll be at the candy store.
Oh, boy. Looking for my lost puppy. I'll be just
it.
looking
in
for
his
puppy.
blue robe. Herbert in the house.
Posting signs. I'll be posting signs
kimono.
on.
Just a really short kimono.
free back rubs and popsicles.
Oh.
All right, guys. Man.
Oh, no.
Well, let's reel this one back in here. We had a pretty
Yeah,
big
good luck.
Yeah, we had a pretty big weekend this past weekend with an epic fight. You knew it wasn't going to be anything less than it was. You also had the UFC, but let's talk about the Canelo versus Triple G boxing match. If you guys will allow me to, I'd kind of like to go on a little bit of a rant right now for the bitching fans that are out there, because they're starting to sound like John Jones supporters.
Oh, boy.
What I mean by that is,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, they really are. You know, you're taking a fight. It was an amazing fight. It ended in a draw. I'm not upset with the ending of the draw. It was a good call. It could go either way. Yes, Triple G outstruck Canelo, but
He won that fight.
Canelo landed the more significant strikes. Now, if you look at past boxing matches and you look in MMA fights, the guy who lands the most punches doesn't always win the fight. Frankie Edgar, perfect example of that. Nate Diaz
how
in
did
the
that
Nate
happen?
Connor fight.
Yo,
Nate,
can I explain?
Second,
I'm going to interject for 1 second. You don't see who lands the more punches. You count who wins rounds, and he won more rounds. That's why he won the fight.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is,
But I understand what you're saying. You're making
the
good
Triple
points.
G, the Triple
surprisingly.
G and Canelo fight. That I know that you watched it. It wasn't until about the middle of the fourth, beginning of the fifth, Triple G did not go to the body until then. Canelo had him up. It was either 14 or 16 body punches to nothing on Triple G. And early on in that fight, Triple G was throwing one, maybe two straights and a bunch of jabs that weren't real. It was getting points, but it wasn't doing anything in the damage factor. The problem that I have are these people who are going crazy over one bogus scorecard. Adelaide Bird definitely got paid to put a, 118 to 110 scorecard up in
It was something.
favor of
It was
Canelo.
scandalous. Like, even non-fight fans non-fighting people were looking at me like, hold on, explain that to me because it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, how much time do you got? Because I want to explain correctly boxing. Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But the part that gets me mad is like everybody's so focused on that. They're not smart enough to realize that it meant nothing. It meant absolutely nothing. It meant
he's
nothing.
Jim Carrey right now, Chris.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
she could have gave Canelo all 12 rounds, and it still would have meant nothing. It meant nothing. It was still going to be a draw, which I think is a right call. Why? Because it could set up the biggest and best rematch that we've seen in a long time. Now, I know, Chris, you were going to tell me that Canelo said that, he might not want to do the rematch. When he sees the dollar signs, he's going to do the rematch because that's a lot of pesos for that man,
Pesos.
Yeah, but don't you think that they would have had a rematch no matter who won a close decision? They would have had a great rematch. Like they didn't have to botch it to get a big rematch is what I'm getting at.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it was meant to be botched, but you got to look at it this way. Canelo fights for De La Hoya. De La Hoya at one time was the pride of Mexico. Now Canelo is the pride of Mexico.
And
he's the pride of Filene's basement.
Now Tommy, do you not see the other side of this though? Is that okay? I just spent all this money for a fight that I think is bullshit, and they're setting me up and they're doing all this bullshit. Like, yeah, it might have been a great fight, but I'm not fucking getting played by this fucking guy. Like
that's boxing. That's
boxing, but that's the point. That's the point of why it was bad for the sport. Because
but it's always
they talked all this shit about how this fight was everything for the sport and the Conor Floyd fight was a joke and this fight was the real one and this and that, and like coming from this fight it's nothing but controversy, and it looks like it's
right,
corrupt.
But you can't
and people are like sour on that. People don't want that.
But you can't take away from what it was. The fight was amazing. For 12 rounds, those two threw fucking leather.
Yeah.
Now, Omar, in our video cast, I predicted that Triple G was going to knock Canelo out in the 6th round. Did you see that 6th round when Triple G started turning it up?
I really thought that he heard us. And I was like, oh, man, the Reverend is influencing the fight game more every week. It was nuts. I love how the fight went. It was great, but you know what? This is a missed opportunity on boxing's point. Man.
Big
win
time.
In one of their favor could have easily still set up a trilogy, potentially, or at least a rematch. But here you get a bunch of casual fans that they did have. As much as Oscar De La Hoya wanted to shit on the McGregor-Mayweather fight, it did bring in, I think, more eyeballs to this one. It would have brought in even more had he not been a chooch about shitting on it. I think if he had been more we're all in this together. Right?
That's a good point.
But I think it's like they had a really good softball right down the middle and then they whiffed on it. This is terrible. This is everything that's wrong with boxing, guys. You got to give me that, Tommy. Like this is literally everything that's wrong with boxing.
That's my point. The fight was great. There's a lot of great boxing.
Yeah, but you know what? That should be the only thing people focus on is at least it was a good fight. You know what? It was better than a good fight. I was enthralled in all 12 rounds.
For sure.
It was beautiful.
One of the best fights I've seen. One of the best boxing matches I've ever seen.
You're also two really hardcore fight fans. I don't know that was like the most.
Right, we're all gonna watch
this.
Yeah,
but of course, but watching it from a perspective of like, all right, I'm just going to pop in and see what this is all about that everybody's talking about with all these expectations, it wasn't like, oh my God, that fight was so crazy, like it wasn't.
Yes, it was,
wasn't like
though. You got your money's worth with that fight, regardless of
the
judging.
I agree. But the casual fan might not.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me commend the ref because his job was useless. They fought out of their own, when they tied up, they fought out of it themselves. He had to do very, very minimal work. It was just those two for 12 rounds, 3 minutes apiece, throwing leather. That's what it needed to be, and that's exactly what it was.
But at the end of the day, I feel like if you even called that fight down the middle, you were looking hard to give Canelo those 2 rounds that you gave him. Because I don't know, man. It was so.
It was. I could see it. I could see how they would give Canelo some of those rounds because, just like I said, he was working
they were
the
looking
body.
to. They were looking to give him the round. You have to watch it with
even
like
just. Well, no, even just me like myself. I thought Triple G did win, but the draw works. The draw works. It wasn't a fucking travesty. You know what I mean? Like everybody's saying he got robbed.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Robbed.
I'll give you that. I just they didn't get it right. They didn't get it right. You know, so in that sense he got robbed. He should have won. You know, like, but it wasn't. I've seen way worse. Way worse.
Yeah.
Than
Perfect
that.
example. Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis beat the living fuck out of Evander Holyfield for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And they gave Holyfield the win because Holyfield was a Don King fighter.
No, they actually gave him a draw. They gave him a draw.
He took the belt from Lennox.
I don't know.
I remember
that one.
because I had Joe Mo at my house.
And I have to double check this.
He came over at like 11:30 at night to watch that fight. We were watching it with my dad, and he was three sheets to the wind, and a Coors Light can went against the fucking TV because he was pissed. That fight was a fucking travesty.
I was pissed that it was a draw. Is what I'm saying because I'm a fucking Lennox Lewis fan, and I was like, "Yo, how'd they call that a draw? He beat his fucking ass bell to bell." I'm checking it.
But yeah, that's boxing. You know, boxing has always been controlled, and it's always swayed in the way that they want it to go. But as long as the fight is worth the money that it was, I can't get that upset with it. I can't. You know, because I want to see the rematch. I really want to see that rematch.
It was worth its weight in pesos. That I can say conclusively. But
I did enjoy it more than the McGregor fight, honestly.
Oh, it was a better fight than the McGregor fight, for sure. In terms of just pure boxing, I'll give you that. You know, let's talk while
Yeah, man,
while
it was a draw. I was right. It was a draw.
Was it a draw?
Yes, it was. It should not have been a draw because he beat his ass. Like, what's the difference? He fucking, you know, they fought again right after that, and he kicked the shit out of him. Yeah.
Well, you know, and as we were talking about that judge, Adelaide Byrd, she's been shrouded in controversy in a lot of the fights that she's done. Like, I know she's done 115. You know, fights between boxing and MMA, but she is an absolute awful judge, and it amazes me how the Nevada State Athletic Commission is defending her. It's amazing to me how they're actually defending her, saying that she just had a bad night. A bad night.
Yo, judges' lives matter. All right, so they gotta band together and really allow them to kind of close ranks. This just sounds like I don't think they're going to publicly come out. Worst case scenario, they just kind of phase her out. But what's the benefit in saying, hey, we're going to get rid of her? Then they're almost admitting to it was some sort of fugazi. They're just going to phase her. Did we ever hear that when Cecil Peoples got booted? Remember that son of a bitch? Remember that guy?
Yeah, but it's not the case of, you know, like throwing her under the bus, making it seem like something, you know, happened behind the scenes. It's the fact of not saying she just had a bad night. She just wasn't watching the fucking fight. That's exactly what that was. She just wasn't watching the fight. There is no way that fight could have been lopsided on either fighter's stance. You know, if she would have said Triple G put up those kind of numbers, it would have been wrong. You know what I mean? The fight was a lot closer than that. It was a lot closer than that. So it is blatantly obvious that the Golden Boy handed her a golden envelope in the glove compartment of her car before that fight happened.
I was waiting for that. He's had that all week, ladies and gentlemen.
But what he forgot to do was give it to the other judges. That's what he forgot to do. He just gave it to the one.
Yeah,
so
well, that's all you need, apparently.
You know, apparently she was slated to do one of the UFCs that are coming up. I think she might be taking off that one. I don't know yet because the Nevada State Athletic Commission says they don't know what they're going to do with her yet. I don't like the way that sounds. 100%. I don't like the way that sounds.
I mean, if they were going to do something, they would have done it. They ain't doing shit. What could they do? Unless they have, like, actual proof and, like, or at least some type of evidence before it's an investigation.
Take the corruption off the table. I'm just talking about how bad that actually was. Like, she wasn't even watching the fight. She wasn't even watching it. So that's got to kind of make you wonder, maybe she's just done. After 100 some odd, fights, maybe she's just done. I don't know, because, the Nevada State Athletic Commission isn't the greatest commission in the world, as we've all seen with a lot of the judging, that's gone on even just in MMA alone. So I don't know where they go from here with her. I think she's a fucking moron, 150%.
She's a flat-out joke. And you know what really bothers me, and we're all advocates for the fighters here, first and foremost, get them paid, get them laid, get them center stage is all I want to hear about. The fighters. Fucking judges can ruin lives. Thankfully, these two guys in particular are going to be fine. They made mad money. They're going to make another payday. You know what I mean? But what if this was one of those weird situations? So let's say she does judge a UFC event, right? There's a lot of people on the undercard that are on the bubble there where a win could equal doubling their pay or staying employed, right? What if she pulls some complete ridiculousness on one of those poor bastards' cards or fights, and costs a guy his career, or costs a guy, the difference between living okay and not having Christmas presents?
Well, the one good thing but the one good thing I could say about Dana White is when a judge fucks up, he knows it, and he won't hold it against that fighter for bad judging. I wish he would go Ray Donovan always
when a judge fucks up. That's what I really want to see. Adelaide Bird needs, new retinas or some shit. Something's got to happen. She needs to be unemployed because she's a terror. I keep mentioning this motherfucker, but you do remember how bad Cecil Peoples used to be back in the day, right? How utterly horrible that judge used to be. It was one of those things where it was like, he was like an internet meme before internet memes became a thing. Where where it was like, oh hey, we got Ray Charles judging, and somebody who sees slightly less, Cecil Peoples. It was terrible, and it was just blatant and direct. I always, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm not as bad as Eddie Bravo, Tommy, but Jesus Lord, I'm not even taking corruption off the table yet. I just want to take her out of her job. She needs to never do this again.
I just got a message from somebody that we're going to be calling later on. I don't want to say his name yet. We'll let him come on and make his big announcement.
I'm excited.
But Adelaide Bird was actually suspended. It happened just very, very recently, actually. The reports that I was reading were from 3 hours ago, but they made a decision on her, and she is suspended. Thank the good Lord.
You know what? That's amazing. This is, and as jaded fight fans as we are, Tommy, both of us were ready to bite down on our mouth guard, so to speak, put our chins down and be like, we're just going to have one shitty judge. Just don't leave it to the judges, right? We were like, yo, the athletic commissions never get it right. We're just going to have to wait till she dies, like of natural causes, or somebody sends her, tainted horse beef herself. But thank God they got it right. How many times did they fuck up?
Yeah, and I hope this becomes a trend with a lot, more of these judges. First and foremost, Doug Crosby. I don't think that guy should be judging any kind of events in the New York,
is
New Jersey
all
area.
I want, Tommy. All right, we're both nowhere near being libertarian, but let's just have people accountable for their own actions. There's no checks and balances on when a shitty judge pulls some sort of horrendous chicanery like she did this weekend. All right, I love my girl to death. I love my girl to death. But you know what, Kristen, graphic designer extraordinaire for the Pride Rules podcast crew. She was like, "Hold on, sweetheart, 118? 110, even, and she's, her fandom is expanding because, she hangs out with me. She has to, or else we wouldn't hang out, What are you doing Saturday? I don't know what you're doing, but I'm watching the fights. So, but she's like, 118, 110? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't make sense. I'm like, yo, you even see it. That's my barometer. My mom, if she had been watching the fight, would have been like, what's going on? Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what? I mean, they like I said, they got it right, and they've suspended her. He sent me the link where I just saw it, and, praise
We're
the
gonna
Lord,
share that.
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah,
and now I hope there's an investigation that's done, and I hope Oscar comes out on the other end of that investigation and loses his promoter status.
Listen to the hate. Tommy's just rooting for fucking people to go down.
Tommy's like,
because you know what?
nobody rocks fish like me, all right? Stop
as much as I say it doesn't, that the fight, that her judges' scorecard didn't matter, which it didn't because it ended up being a draw. The problem is, if these promoters are able to do shit under the table like they have done in the past, it like Chris was saying, it's going to take away from people actually wanting to watch boxing. Now, we're going to watch boxing because that's what we started with.
We've been watching boxing forever, so it's not like this is going to ever
we'll
stop
never
us.
Stop.
Yeah.
But
I would go bare knuckle boxing on Vice, for God's sakes. I think we all do. So, we're going to watch boxing.
Dude, I still watch bum fights and shit. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't stop watching. Fight. That's really what it comes down to.
To kind of wrap this portion of it up, I really hope that there is a rematch because, Jesus Christ, I could watch those two fight every 6 months and be happier than a pig in shit. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
Without
they both
doubt.
would. Wouldn't they? Like, those two savages would almost fight for free, like that old expression goes. Those two guys, I swear to God. Big drama show.
I was really confused with why Triple G wasn't, being Triple G for the most part, but I kind of get it. You're looking at Canelo, who, he's not as good of a counterpuncher as Floyd Mayweather because there really aren't anybody that's as good as Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. But the one thing that Canelo has that Mayweather doesn't is he could knock you out with one punch on a counter. Yeah. He's here, Chris. This is for you, and hold on to your nuts because I'm actually going to say this. But he's actually like Conor is to MMA with his counterpunching, where he could just drop you with that, with that left hand off a counter.
The world's over.
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear what you said after you had Conor's balls in your fucking chin. What'd you say again?
The only reason why I gave the comparison is because they're two gingers. So that's the only reason why I gave the comparison. They're counterpunching gingers. So there you go.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I hope that fight does happen again. But, guys, while that was going on, the UFC had a pretty goddamn good fight night of their own going on. What did you guys think of the fight night card? Were you watching both like I was?
That card was so much better than the boxing match, if you ask me. That whole card was fucking that whole card delivered, man. One boxing match or like 7 finishes. Get the fuck out of here. I'm an MMA guy, man.
I love MMA too, but you cannot tell me that boxing match was not fucking awesome.
The boxing match was awesome, but this card was fucking better.
Well, but statistically, these boxing matches, they try not to outshine the main event. It's not like MMA where, the curtain jerker could be better than the fucking main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's two different things.
Maybe that's part of a problem with boxing, and that's why I was far more excited to watch the MMA event.
We got ourselves a caller
already.
Caller, you're on.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's Will Crowder from the Conversation. How you feeling?
What's up, Will?
How are you?
What's happening, fellas? I'm sitting there listening, tripping off y'all, man. It's great, man.
Well, let me give you a little intro here, guys. We have the host of Combat Connection, Will Kreider, on. He does his show on Sundays. I actually called into his show this past weekend. Had a lot of fun talking to him. What's on your mind, brother?
I'm just tripping off. I was listening to the show, And as you guys were saying about Judge Bird getting, I guess, reprimanded, an alert came over my phone saying that she was reprimanded, and I'm just tripping like, damn, ding dong, what she did. Like, how they finally going to make it do something to her? I mean, this is crazy. I just think that that's just the NFAC doing that to kind of save face. Because he already put it out there that he didn't, like, stand behind her, but he didn't, like, reprimand her verbally either, as people were expecting him to. So I guess when he saw the backlash coming from the bullshit judgment call that she made, now he wants to put out I guess he wants to make it appear that he's doing something to fix, quote-unquote, situation and try to reprimand her. But I don't know. Maybe she'll just fade into the background now or whatever. I don't know.
He might be pissed off because in one night of work, she probably what he gets in a year, she probably got an envelope.
Oh, you're going for it.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure he greased her pocket real. There's no other logical explanation to explain how she would see that. She had to get hit off or something.
Glaucoma
no
is the only other way. Is the only thing I'm accepting. Is something legit medically wrong with it.
Brendan Schaub had said it on Joe Rogan's podcast that if Triple G didn't fight in exciting fashion and get a knockout or just completely overwhelm Canelo, he didn't think that Triple G was going to come away with the win. I don't think he was thinking that it was going to be a draw, but that home cooking, especially when it comes to boxing, when the fighter is the promoter's fucking puppet, they're going to try and sway it in that direction, and they found a sucker to take the money, and it just blew up in their face. That's all I can say.
And I have to be honest, looking at it from, I guess, De La Hoya's eyes, or De La Hoya's brilliant marketing perspective. Imagine how much money he made off of it, and now imagine how much money he's going to make off of the rematch. And then God forbid they have a trilogy, he's going to get paid the third time. It sucks for the boxing fans, but looking at it from a business perspective, or through his eyes, in regard to a marketing strategy, it's brilliant.
You know what? A trilogy would be nice. I don't think you're going to see a trilogy out of these two. I don't know.
You might see a trilogy from this point. They got to draw. One wins, the other wins. Then what do you do?
I don't know how much Triple G's got left in the tank. I mean, he's kind of on the back nine now. He's what, 35?
Yeah, but that's money, man. At least 30, it's when you start making that money, though. Fight your whole career, then you start making this kind of money, and then I'm not stopping.
If you somehow get dusted, you're going to stop because that money's not going to keep coming in.
Yeah, but he just won though. I thought he won. So is he? He's a little bit off from getting dusted.
He could have.
Well,
paid
if they're going to do it, they have to make it right away.
And it still is a good investment, though. To go back to Williams,
they would have
to. That's amazing.
Yeah,
because thinking about what you just said. Looking at it through Triple G's eyes, he could be looking at it like, wow, I might not ever have another opportunity to have that big of a payday again. You never know.
Yeah, because really, who else is there to fight him that he hasn't already beaten?
Who? Billy Joe Saunders? I mean, really, come on. Who else is out there?
That's what I mean.
I would watch
that fight. Really out there.
I'd be one of the
Saturday.
5 people that would watch that.
He fought in the Copa in London Saturday, and they were saying that they wanted him, Billy Joe, to fight the winner of this fight, but now since it's a draw, they're going to exercise the rematch clause. Billy Joe's going to have to wait. But I got to be honest and say, Billy Joe's a good fighter. I like him.
That he wasn't fighting William. You know that. Billy Joe's mom was like, "Yo, my baby ain't. Nah, that ain't happening." Like, come on.
Won't see that baby get hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, I don't want to be singing that sad song. Like, Jesus. Right, either one of them. But like, you got to know. Even me in his position, I'd be like, yeah, they're gonna fight like 14 more times in the next 3 years. Because like you said, William, what other fights are there?
Who else is out there? Yeah, like Cotto.
I can't think of anybody that would at least be on their caliber. I can't think of anybody. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. So the rematch definitely definitely has to happen soon. So, Will, before we let you go, what do you got coming up on the Combat Connection this week? I know you were saying you're trying to get Nick Newell to call in. Is that looking good for you?
Actually, I'm speaking with his manager, and I'm actually speaking with Chris Liebman's manager, man. I found out that Chris Liebman, I don't know if you following him on Facebook or Instagram, he just made the transition from fighter, and now he's going over, and he just took the test and passed to become a referee and a judge. So I emailed his manager to see if I can interview him about that. So stay tuned, man. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Hopefully I will, but I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop if I do.
Well, yeah, man. Let us, send us the link and everything for when your show's coming on, and we'll blast it out for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, fellas. Absolutely, fellas. Always a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thanks for calling in, Will.
Thanks for calling in, Will.
You got it, brothers.
All right. That was awesome. His show is really awesome. He's got it all locked up with the Facebook Live and Instagram Live and on Blog Talk as well. Everybody, just like I said before, check him out on Sundays. Combat Connection. We will definitely post a link and everything for when his show is coming on. So let's get back. Holy shit! Back to back.
Oh, caller, you're
on
on
fire tonight.
We are.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's 2-minute warning after dark's Kareem with the Kareem 15. What's up, brother?
Nothing much. Just watching the news as always, paying attention to the happenings. Cheating Jones brothers, Triple G getting robbed, all the usual.
Oh, stop with the robbery! It wasn't a fucking robbery. The draw.
The judge was suspended.
Stop it.
Did you look back at Canelo's past? What was it? They did 3 or 4 fights. 3 or 4 fights. This
card,
judge.
Yeah, I understand that, but her card meant dick. She could have gave Canelo fucking every round. It meant nothing. It was a fucking draw. She could have gave it to. You know what I mean? It was a draw.
It's not. It's
Live
not
it,
about
love it. It's great.
the overall result of the fight.
Money.
The shit was crooked.
Oh, God. It's boxing. Of course it's crooked. It's the closest thing to fucking wrestling. You know what I mean? Of course it's crooked.
This is like his anti-Mark Hunt stance, because like Mark Hunt doesn't like to go on steroids, and Tommy hates Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling bad for him because he's becoming a stuttering Momo, but I'm actually starting to feel bad for him.
You're feeling bad for him while you take unwarranted digs at him.
That's why I'm the Reverend, bro, because I could do that. Mark Hunt is a fucking legend.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Punch me for $5. I can't get over that forever. Forevermore.
So Kareem, while we have you on, did you watch the UFC this weekend as well in Pittsburgh?
No, I caught up with working pregnant lady shit. I missed out, but little peek back, it's a bit disappointing that he tapped the strikes.
Yeah,
Mr. Branch. I mean, the position was not a good one. You can't do much from it if you get caught there. But still, Jesus Christ.
I mean, the ref was gonna stop it in a couple seconds, so just wait until he stops it.
It's that
simple
get
to
it.
me. It's that simple
I get
to me.
it.
It's not,
but
or let him sink a choke in. Give up your fucking throat. So stop defending that.
Yeah, but you know what? To at least speak on a good side of that, Branch was fucking him up in that first round. Luke almost looked like he was packing it in. What? He wasn't tagging him in the first round?
He did, but it's a fight. I mean,
yeah, tagging is not I wanted Branch to win, but tagging him.
You can't selectively make these kinds of points.
Hey, bro, even Tito fucking tapped the strikes. Just
who the fuck likes Tito?
I'm not.
Most of the UFC
Tito
Jackson. Tito.
That's the only relevant Tito in the fight game now, and that's just barely. Don't even bring up Tito Ortiz. Fucking guy.
I didn't like Tito when he was actually good. Like when he was.
When was
most
Tito
people
good?
did, and he did.
Like
he wasn't fucking. Yeah, early on when the talent pool was fucking drier than it is now.
It really
like,
was.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
when was
Tito like good?
When was Tito good?
He fought
Totally
he fought
dead
Ken
ass.
Shamrock like 7 times in a row.
Yo,
But
he pretty much padded his record with Ken Shamrock.
I swear to God, it's like fighting cans in Japan. He kept on fighting Shamrock. Yo, I need a win. Let's bring him out.
Why are you taking shots at your boy Bob Sapp? Why are you doing that?
Bob Sapp is another one.
Bob
Big
Sapp
for
the
no-
god. Yo, easy.
Bob Sapp, the god of getting like crumbled and folded up by dudes half his size.
That's fine.
Bob Sapp could fight the guy that like air chokes people. He doesn't even fucking touch him. He just knocks him out.
I swear. He's
that's
got
that
invisible
Still never
jujitsu.
forget-
That's that Hickson shit that we
Yeah,
keep
I'll
hearing
never
about.
forget Bob Sapp. I'll never forget Bob Sapp crying in the middle of the ring when fucking Crow Cop broke his orbital
Broke
bone.
his orbital
Yeah.
bone. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yo, but
Yeah,
then,
you know what?
you'll see
I can't even hate on
vintage
that.
Bob Sapp. What's your favorite Bob Sapp fight? It's not even close. His best.
Crow
Was
Cop.
it the
Crow
Who's?
Cop fight.
The Ernesto Hoost. There you go.
Like
The Who's
that
fight,
shit.
yeah.
That
bad.
shit was bananas,
amazing.
yo. And that was it.
No, I
that
think-
was all. He had that
think-
one in him. That was it.
Right now, I think Gary Goodridge could fight Bob Sapp and beat his ass. Right now.
I think you
Tommy.
could fight Bob Sapp right now and beat his ass.
I think all 4 of us could. I'm not even. I'm gonna go on a limb here.
Ass.
I think.
I tell you what, though. Of
Tackle.
all the old guys, though, I saw an interview with Sapp. He's pretty smart about his money. He's got a few $1 million.
Bro, it's
He had
good.
a number one record in Japan.
He has Japanese women crawling all over him.
And he also, like, he has a couple of degrees or some shit. Like, he's done a lot of schooling in between, taking these dives and all these backstage fights in Japan and
He's
recent
eating
years.
a
So,
lot of sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I plan on going to Japan next year and eating a lot of sushi myself.
Whoa! 2-minute warning after dark. Oh my lord! I knew you were going there. You
Balls
bastard.
deep. Sushi.
Oh Christ! Blackzilla.
And hey, he was great
Over
in
there.
Blood and Bone, and he was great in the Adam Sandler fucking football movie.
Yeah, the longest he broke his
Yeah,
my
longest
nose.
yards. Yeah, exactly.
Oh
So
God!
let's spin off fucking Bob Sapp for a
Sapp?
moment, and
Yeah.
Please.
I don't want to take away from what happened with Branch. I mean, he fought a good fight. Sometimes shit happens. I think he still could beat Luke Rockhold because he showed that in the first round. He just made a mistake. But other than that, what did you think about the rest of the fights, Kareem?
Like, I wasn't really up on anything. All I wanted was fucking to see Branch and Rockhold go.
So you missed the Uriah Hall fight?
Like, I heard, like, I went to my friend's son's football game, and I heard that Uriah gave this dude the nastiest knockout, overhand right out of nowhere in the third.
He
Well,
was
dude,
getting
he looked
smoked
like he was
first.
finished. Uriah Hall looked like he was getting
Yeah, he got
was fucking
smoked
done.
first.
Yeah, I heard it looked like this dude was really tagging him and working him, and then he said out of nowhere, Uriah just loaded up and, like, ripped his head off. Like, it was just
Yo,
nasty.
honestly, it was a lot like the Musashi fucking Hall first fight.
Oh, man, that's bad.
Yep.
Where he
And,
was getting
you
beat
know,
up
here's
and
the
then
funny.
just-
Here's the funny thing with Uriah Hall. He had this wonderful knockout, and then his next 2 fights, he's probably going to lose, just like he always does. They're making.
I don't know.
Like
Maybe this is a turning
bro,
point
he's
for
a head
Uriah.
case. Nah, he went.
You know who
downhill
beats Uriah
when,
the most?
when he left
Uriah.
Uriah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
That's
like
right.
John Jones.
Agreed.
Yo,
He's his worst enemy.
100% agreed.
His own worst enemy.
he's the mental coach. And by mental coach, I mean he needs to look in the mirror and be like, I'm Uriah fucking Hall. I can kill mortal men with my hands and fists, grab his nuts, and go out there and string a couple wins together because that division is wide the fuck open. God
He
damn it.
never
really
should have
is.
left Tiger Showman's. When he was at Tiger Showman's, he was a fucking
He was a
killer.
monster.
And I can't believe
That
like
we're
I'm
saying
that.
that.
I know
Right?
I know we've talked about how, great that their fight team is, which, I mean, you got Lyman Good and Brad, but as soon as he left them, like, he just became this an even bigger mental case than he already was. So
Anybody
And
who
it's
dresses up
unbelievable.
as Kuma for Halloween needs to live up to it. That's my
I'm about
one
to ban
rule.
one. I might ban Uriah Hall.
oh no, he's getting the Brian Bader treatment.
Oh God! Well, we're gonna come
I'm
up with
debating.
an
I'm
amazing
debating
list
it.
of band topics. It's gonna be deeper than the.
It'll make
USADA.
headlines. He'll be like he gets banned on the Pride Rules podcast coming off of a knockout win.
Yeah. how did we
Seriously,
figure
like that'll be a first. That'll be a first.
Yeah.
Knock somebody out stone cold and get banned on After Dark.
Yeah.
Oh Christ!
Mhm.
Maybe we should do it just to set the precedent.
I think we might.
Okay,
Like,
Uriah
just to
Hall is
say-
banned.
I like it.
Ban him.
Banned.
Okay. All right.
He gets the white hood treatment. Banned.
He's
You
banned.
got to be careful with that.
Yeah. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah. From
And,
now on, if referred
next time,
to, it's
anybody,
he who
if
shall
you
not
bring
be
up,
named.
Yo, Omar,
I like it.
you have to
Yo.
be on top of this. The next time these banned substances get brought into our show, they get the
They're gonna. I had to. I was like, wait a second. Let's mess with this board here.
It should be he
well,
who shall not be named.
the white
he
hood
doesn't have a
treatment,
name.
though.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
there's
feeling
way
that.
too many Voldemorts on this show. You know what I mean? We couldn't
There's a
say
lot.
he who shall not be named because we'll never know who we're talking about.
It's like the hand.
Let's put them all in Project Mayhem.
I like that. Their name is Eric
That
Paulson.
works.
Is that what?
Yeah,
we're
like
doing?
in Project Mayhem, they have no names.
Robert Paulson. Sorry, not Eric Paulson, not the MMA guy.
Oh, timeout. That's what I wanted. That's what was very important. What was the reason I stepped away from Bare Titties to make the call tonight?
Thank you for that, by the way.
I know someone who asked me, he was like, hey, you still train? I'm like, yeah, I'm still. He was like, where are you trained? And I told him, I'm still over at Josh. Like,
At your mom's house.
Thomas on Fisher. That's it. Die Hard. And he was like, oh, you want a better deal? And then he starts questioning me about price points and shit. And I'm like,
If you say
man,
George Sullivan, if you say
I
George
swear
Sullivan,
I
want
shit
his
you
name.
not. I shit you not. He said his buddy was George Sullivan.
That's
and
another
he
one.
or, excuse me. His buddy is the leader. The leader of Project Mayhem.
Yo, what's this motherless fuck's name? Put it on the fucking air. What's his name? What is his name? Put it out here right now.
This dude, no.
What's
This
his
guy
name?
that I know didn't know. Like, again, this is another case where he didn't know what was going on with this. How it's being presented to people at large is just some guy that just happened to be open in the business. This guy didn't even know. Like, when he's asking me if I want to go somewhere, he didn't even know where Madonna's was.
He asked you if you were training.
I'm
You
still
told
laughing
him
about
where
that
you were
fucking
training,
buzzer.
and he asked you if you wanted a better deal. That is a scumbag move. Put his name on the air
Tommy's
so
all
our fans
up in
know
arms
not to
and
talk
his
to him.
feelings and shit.
Yo, Tommy might start crying.
I'm just looking for
fucking
fucking
out of anger,
for
like
comedic
out of
opportunities
anger.
here.
Justifiable anger. I'm not even clowning him, but like, just he's got the anger tears. Like
Yeah,
the hot
but
one.
what I'm saying is I think George is putting it out there, false information on prices for Madonna. You can't buzz Madonna. What the hell are you doing? You hit it at the wrong time.
He said his name, bro.
Yeah, you say the name or the academy.
The
you get the
project,
buzzer,
like the Project Mayhem.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. I'm going dojo smashing, and I hope I get a role with this guy because I'm gonna fucking goon him. Let me steal that from the Joe Rogan experience, and I'm gonna fucking goon this guy if I get a chance.
That's an appropriate use.
Man,
because
if you walk on any mat,
You're-
mat other than Madama, even to just fucking goon this guy, you're gonna be banned.
Yo,
No,
Kareem 15 is gonna get the burn.
no.
Come on.
Nah,
You
he's doing
can't,
the
like,
Lord's
how
work.
great would it be
Tommy, he's
to
doing the
call
Lord's
in
work.
1 week and it's just, boom, I gooned him.
Yeah, and have like footage. Just have like a GoPro.
Oh, yeah, the whole plan is to have, like, a sneaky GoPro setup or somebody with, like, the side sneak on a smartphone
A side sneak. I
And-
like that. Like, yo, I'm not here.
Yeah, and
You know,
just
this
like,
is
oh,
happening.
man.
Did you bring this up to Josh?
I
We should.
actually
That's-
did kind of jokingly mention it, but like I want the credit. This is all me. I'm gonna pretend that I
No,
watched.
I'm not talking about what you're going to do to this idiot. I'm talking about what this guy is trying to do. Because if you remember, Bill Scott, and I will say this cocksucker's name on the fucking air.
Fuck that guy.
was trying to. He was luring guys in with like letting them train for free.
We should.
Was letting them train for free if they would like fucking leave Madama.
I think
So,
I'm going to make a list of
I
all
don't
the
want to
banned
judge, but any piece of shit that'll get lured away from a guy that treats you like family just to train for free, go fucking train for free and amount to nothing. That's why you don't hear about him.
For.
I don't hear about any Bill.
I don't hear
any about any Bill Scott guys doing great. I hear about fucking. I hear about Tom. I hear about Josh. I hear about these guys. Like, people know who the fighters from Madama's are, from Tom's are. You hear about Dante Rivera. Like, you hear about these guys. Who the fuck is Bill Scott?
Hold on. What?
Ricardo
Bill Scott is
Black
a
belt.
fucking running
He's a
like.
Ricardo Black belt.
Hold on.
He's
Say it again.
a Ricardo Black belt.
What's his name?
And that's about it, because his black belts were losing to Shammy as a purple belt in Naga. Just
Who is this?
throwing that out. Oh no, his brown belts. Excuse me.
No,
brown belts.
what's he called? Just to get his name out there. What's his name?
Bill Scott. There it is.
All right, so
So,
Omar, what
listen.
we're gonna do is we're gonna make a list of these banned fighters, and we're gonna have a little imaginary tournament for them to
Yes.
fight their way out of the ban list.
I like it.
Set it up.
You know what? We're coming around the 1 year mark, so we should have another tournament style. Like for March Madness, we definitely need to come up with something anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like another.
No, we'll do it around the college football playoffs. We'll do that because that's a bracket.
It's a mini bracket.
So we'll do it around that. So to wrap this up with a bow, if you train at
The
Madama, don't
executive
fucking
producer
leave.
has spoken.
Yeah,
If you train at
honestly.
Madama, don't leave to go to fucking he who shall not be named fucking
I
USADA
wanted to
banned
buzz him.
fucking fighter.
I wanted to buzz
USADA
him
banned
again.
fighter. Can't even gather
Did
two
you make
wins
three
in a row in
references
the
to him?
UFC.
I want to
Without saying his
I want to
name
send him
to
a
the
challenge
private.
letter. I want to send him a challenge letter and give him 2 months to cycle on and juice up to the gills, and then fucking do them.
That's. I
Tell him
still
like, hey
have.
man, you're not in the USADA pool
Kareem's
anymore.
looking to go to the academy and fight the sensei.
The guy. That guy. Don't say
Cobra
it.
Kai
I'll do it.
now.
I'll do it. Don't
Like,
you
I'm-
force my hand.
Master George.
Like Master Ken.
Fuck that
Oh,
guy. Fuck that guy. Let's get back to the to this weekend's UFC. You know, CFFC heavyweight champ. I don't think he's still with the company anymore. But Zhu and Wu. I don't know. I can't pronounce a lot of Nigerian last names, but everybody calls him Zhu. He's an amazing fighter. He had a really good showing on just 7 days notice against Justin Ledet, and he lost he lost a close decision. Even though he outstruck another example of throwing more strikes and still losing.
I think that he got
another example.
I mean, I don't know. I thought he got lucky with some of that decision. I don't know how.
But you know what? It was a good fight, and it really speaks volumes for CFFC's fighters. You know what I mean? And especially this guy's a heavyweight. He's not old.
Up.
I mean, he's not that old. He's up there, but he's right there.
Yeah,
right
he's
in the
35,
wheelhouse
but
for
that's
the-
heavyweight. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's
that's
right in the
fine.
wheelhouse for them. You know,
Holy
so
shit.
I hope he could string. You know, I hope he could string some more, some wins together, and
I'll tell you what, man,
make a good run at heavyweight.
He maybe really kind of only threw one punch at a time because he had to pace himself. He only had 5 days or whatever you said. So I'd like to see him on a full camp, you know, not weighing 280 for the fight, 285 or whatever the fuck he weighed. He was huge.
Yeah, he's not. He's a big dude. I mean, he's the only one to beat our alum Sean Teed, over at CFFC. So I hope he had a great showing on the Contender. So I hope that he's got a nice career ahead of him there, and he put on a really goddamn good fight.
He didn't get the contract. He didn't get the deal on that show. But I guess his
but hey, he did get to fight. He did get to fight on the main card. So
I think he earned the second fight at the very least.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Then after that, you had Kamaru Usman, who just destroyed Sergio Moraes.
He's ranked too low, for real.
Well, this fight might actually help his ranking, I think, because I mean, holy shit, that man. I don't want to say boy. That man can fucking strike with the best of them.
Kareem, you're gonna let him do this?
You know who I want to see? You know what I see the fight is right here? Platinum Mike Perry against Kamaru Usman. Fuck him calling out Robbie Lawler. He'll get crushed.
I don't know.
And also, that's a little bit of a jump after, Joe Biden still beat you, right? Am I remembering this correctly? Didn't Alan Joban?
No, you're right.
So you want to jump to the front of the? I mean, you know who I hope answers that call out? Uberim. And with the same tweet he gave Ngannou, somebody's trying to jump to the front of the line. Somebody's trying to skip the line. Let's do this. Like, fuck, man. It was a horrible impression. That wasn't even remotely Dutch. I don't know what I was going for there. Regardless.
That was worse than Chris's GSP fucking imitation.
Or an imitation, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, we could go back and forth.
My imitation works.
Oh my God, he does
steroids.
He does it in defense of the shittiness of the. Oh God, I love it. But yeah, Mike Perry needs to get a different nickname because his nickname makes me hate the man. I don't know if anybody else is just like,
well, let's not get too into Mike Perry right now until we actually get to that fight. So let's reel it back in.
That's about it. That's the only part of the Perry plan that I can stand.
I can't stand the way he acts. Can't help it.
Right? Yeah, thank you. Jesus.
All right. Well, so then after that, you had Gregor Gillespie extending his win streak in the UFC to 3-0, and his record is now 10-0. He had a great fight against Jason Gonzalez. I mean, God, every single one of these fights back to back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That was one of the most entertaining cards I've seen in a while. It definitely beat out in terms of entertainment, shock value, financially. It beat the boxing across the board in every phase of the game, I think.
Yep. Then after that, when you had Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith defeated the living the dream too long Hector Lombard.
Yes.
Holy balls.
Yeah, he needs to fucking go fight Rustam Alpaharis and fucking something like that. Get out of here.
Like when I saw Russia. That one, I kind of found myself almost going, "Who's Hector?" And then I was like, "Oh, that guy."
It's that point.
Yeah.
You're spot on. It's that point.
You know what? No, it's just USADA ruined his career. That's really all it is.
USADA's ruining a lot of careers these days.
There's
so many more to come.
God bless.
Well, yeah. Well, they're ruining Brazilian and Colombian Cuban careers. That's what they're doing.
Oh, they're not done yet. They are not done yet.
Nope, they're going to catch Connor very soon, I'm telling you. I just made Chris
You just had to. You just couldn't help yourself.
So you guys see Bisping saying he's going to retire after the GSP fight?
Yeah, because he's going to lose, and lose bad.
Yeah, I got the same feeling like that GSP is going to, he's going to do to him what he did to Koscheck, and he's just going to wrestle dump him on his neck. And slap some punches to the side of his head. And every time
is he?
Yeah, that's losing bad.
Is he gonna bust Bisping's good eye? Is he gonna bust that orbital so Bisping's just blind in the ring?
He's just gonna.
Is that what he's gonna do?
Whatever he does,
or is he just gonna go after the already bad eye?
He's got to remember, man. he's a pretty Bisping's a pretty dope fighter. He's got skills. GSP is a different kind of monster for him. He made the mistake of letting GSP get this fight later in the year, and all he's been doing is adjusting to the fact that he's walking around at like 185, 190 pounds. I would never agree to that shit. I would have stuck to my guns and been like,
Bisping's a fighter, man. He don't give a fuck. He's fighting whoever for the most money.
No, Bisping wants the most
money.
money.
Bisping ain't ducking nobody.
He's fighting
letting GSP get this fight later in the year is the same thing as letting a dude you're arguing with in the club go to his trunk. Like, you don't do that. Like, you stop him while you can, while it's easy as possible. You don't let him get out and, get used to his new weapons.
Yeah, but Bisping might have had some things bothering him, too, that he was like, whatever, I'll just get healthy.
What, his eye?
Oh, how funny and fucking clever.
That was actually...
That's what I'm here for.
That's pretty amazing. His eye.
Well, no, wait, I forgot. His knee was bothering him after doing one stunt in the Triple X movie. I forgot. His knee was bothering him a little bit. I
forgot all about that for a second.
Oh my god!
Because the movie sucked, and it sucked even
Tommy,
worse.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. You are fucking batting 1,000 tonight, my friend.
He's on fire right now.
You are fucking.
He really is.
Tommy's getting some shine tonight.
If you couldn't tell,
next you're gonna tell me GSP's gonna choke Bisping out.
No, he's gonna go after his leg. He's gonna go after his bad knee. He's gonna hit him with a rolling knee bar and pop his knee. That's what he's gonna do.
He's gonna ruin his good eye, and he's gonna permanently ruin his bad eye, and he's gonna.
I think GSP is gonna do the same thing. He'll beat Bisping and get the belt. And then he'll officially announce his retirement from mixed martial arts after he becomes the middleweight champ.
No, you know what, dude? I think
out of fear
GSP
of fighting anyone else in the middleweight division.
GSP has another run left in him. I think he doesn't have the pressure on his back like he had before. Why?
True.
Why wouldn't he? A complete mixed martial artist like him, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
Bro, he's going to get mauled at middleweight.
Because Father Time is a motherfucker. That's why. I think all of us can attest to that. Well, maybe not Kareem. He looks like a young buck. I think the rest of us
maybe he could fight Hendricks at fucking light heavyweight.
I don't think Hendricks will make light heavyweight.
I don't think I was about to say, if they move him up to light heavyweight, he's going to miss weight.
Of a Golden Corral, and the winner gets the buffet. Like, that's what I want to see.
I believe we'll then see Johnny Hendricks come back.
That's his new nickname. Is the biggest rig. Johnny, the biggest rig.
I think you're sleeping on GSP way too much. You're sleeping on him way too much. This isn't a guy who's...
You know who's not sleeping on GSP?
Bro,
women,
I know what GSP is capable of, but you know what? I just find it funny that you say that I'm sleeping on GSP so much, and I'm doing that in like almost out of sarcasm because you're sleeping on Bisping so much.
I like I'm not sleeping on Bisping. I'm just acknowledging that he's gonna
please.
What is it going to take for you to understand that some of these guys are just good fighters? Like, win or lose, Bisping's never really been. Besides the Henderson fight, like, has he ever been dominated? Like, he's in every fight he's in.
He was a great gatekeeper.
TRT, Belfort, and Rockhold.
He was a great gatekeeper who got the Rocky Balboa treatment and got the opportunity to fight the most arrogant fucking douchebag in UFC history who fucking slept on him, and then he got slept. That's it. He lost that Henderson fight. I don't care what anybody says. You don't get knocked down.
That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. It doesn't even matter to me.
Well, good. He's a great gatekeeper.
This is why it bothers me about you, Tommy. Because you'll talk about how, like, don't worry about the judges. Don't be mad about the judges. And then you'll say, like, how, you're mad about the judges.
About the judges.
Next fucking breath.
Like, the judges don't matter. But, guys, the judges.
Well, that one fight card did not matter. That one card did not matter because the draw ended up being okay. But that Henderson fight was fucking absurd. because Bisping lost. Bisping was a good gatekeeper. That's what he was. That was about it.
Give the guy a break, bro.
What do you want me to break? His orbital ball?
GSP was a fucking boring champion.
No, he wasn't. He held his belt, just like all the rest of the champions are doing.
Yeah, okay.
He held his belt.
And these guys get criticized.
He had an obligation.
For it.
Yeah, but
why
you know
is
what?
he above
and
that?
That's a lot of the reason why he just didn't want to fucking do it anymore, and that's why he walked away, because he was tired of the pressure at the time. Now the pressure would, even if he wins that belt, the pressure's not going to be on him anymore. It's all on Conor.
For all the reasons that you're saying, like, he's going to win the fight, is why he's even taking it. Because he's looking at it as an opportunity. Like, he won't even fight Woodley because he thinks that Woodley's a harder fight.
Let me tell you something. If he wins this belt, the only fight to make is GSP versus Woodley. So GSP could become the champ. Just let all the foreigners.
Who the fuck wants to see that?
I do.
I do not want to see Woodley starch GSP.
You think he would start GSP?
I don't know that. I think that they would just kind of like, have like a high school wrestling.
It kind of. I think we have to see how GSP comes back against Bisping, because even though the weight's different, that's going to be very telling of if he doesn't retire right after winning that belt. It'll give us a very good idea of how he's going to fight moving forward if he's like still in it.
GSP does not look as athletic as he used to. He doesn't look the same to me. He looks a lot more.
Like
he's
walking around like 36 pounds heavier.
He just looks more bulky than I don't know that that's going to be a good thing. I really don't.
I bet you he's still just as fast as he was before. I guarantee you.
I saw him doing some fucking flipping gymnastic routine shit. Dude don't look like he's slowed down too much with the extra weight.
Yeah,
until the fourth round of a fight.
Yeah, okay. I see this being an ugly fight
around extra weight.
Your British boy. That's what I see as being an ugly fight, and GSP retires him with a finish. With a finish.
Yeah.
GSP's going to switch kick him right in that eye.
What if there's no clear way to see how it's going? What if it's like a barn burner? What if it's a really, really good fight? It's not going to be.
Hello?
What if?
Is this Bobby?
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have returning guest referee Bobby Wambacher on this week. Bobby has a very big announcement to make. So, Bobby, the floor is yours.
Hey, when I was on last time, I told you I was working on a few things when you were talking about my schedule and everything, and I got confirmation today that I will be stepping into the octagon again at UFC 218 on December 2nd in Detroit, Michigan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a UFC referee on Pride Rules MMA, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby, that's
very
great,
nice.
Man. That is excellent.
This is my second UFC I'll have done, but my first pay-per-view. The other was a fight night, and I know that the card already has Alvarez and Gaethje on the card, and I know Felice Perez on the card. Yeah. So we'll see who else fills that card, but I do know Alvarez and Gaethje is not the main event. So.
Wow, really?
But not the main event. Wow.
That's nuts. Okay. This is awesome.
Bobby, how does that work? You're refereeing, but obviously there's more than one referee that night. How do they separate that as to who's doing what?
What'll happen is after the UFC, selected their referees, the official or the commission actually then will assign the bouts to who and where and all that.
Okay, so I mean, does it matter as to specific fighters or anything like that?
Nope. It's the state athletic commission will make the assignments however they see best for the card. I think in this event, I know the UFC did the assigning of the officials or helped the athletic commission there because that's how the athletic commission works there. They let the promotion actually assign the officials. So it's a heck of an honor and a privilege to get that call, and I'm excited.
That's great. So can you tell our fans when that card is taking place and in what city?
Yeah, it's December 2nd, and it'll be in Detroit, Michigan.
Motown. Nice.
Yeah, it's the first UFC back in Detroit in 20 years or something.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember them being in Detroit.
Yep, it's like 20 years the last time they were there, and it's they're going to pull out all the stops, and it's going to be exciting.
Man, I hope you get that Alvarez-Gaethje fight. That would be an amazing fight to see up close and personal like that. It's gonna be, man. That's gonna be a war.
Yeah, they've got 4 fights on the card. I don't remember all of them, but I do know that those 4 fights looked exciting. Like I said, Felice Herrig's fighting Courtney Casey, and I actually repped Courtney in the UFC in the last one I did. So she's an exciting fighter, and so it's going to be a good card. And you're getting towards the end of the year at that time, so you know that they're going to pull out all the stops to make them big.
Well, Bobby, now that we have you on, what did you think of the Canelo Triple G fight? Yeah. What did you think of that fight?
I think it's unfortunate that it ended in a draw. Anytime you have two combatants that put it all on the line, that there absolutely should be a winner. And my opinion is there was a winner. I'm not going to state who I think won or anything, but I do think there was a clear-cut winner, and that's they're going to do it again. So.
You don't think the draw was okay though? I mean, just to set up that rematch.
Come on, Tommy, you're
no. It's
you're
not
trying
okay.
to kill him.
You got 2 combatants that trained for however many weeks, and they put everything on the line. They deserve to have a winner. And it'd be different if the scorecards were all 114, 114, 114, 114, 114, 114 or something. Then you're like, okay, yeah, we need to do that again. But when there's a disparity in the cards, and the fighters deserve an outcome. That's what they go there for. They didn't go there to get the one after the wins and loss column.
Yeah, like the fight wasn't a draw. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's I've seen worse, but you still got to get it right. Like just because it wasn't the worst decision doesn't mean it was the right one.
Right. If you remember the last time I was on, we were talking about officiating, and the big thing that I said is, you got to have competent and knowledgeable officials, whether it's an amateur fight or a pro fight, and that goes for boxing as well. I mean, these athletes, they deserve it. They deserve the best every time they get in there, and they deserve to know that, they're taken care of.
There should be more specifics to it too. Like, why do they have these same judges in different sports as if it's the same thing? Like they were talking about Adelaide Bird doing a UFC next or some shit.
Well, she was slated to do the next UFC.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like there should be separate.
Las Vegas.
It should just be a separate thing altogether. I don't understand why that's so. Where they'll have a boxing judge as an MMA judge, and it's just,
Well, Bobby, now that we have you on, how does that work? They don't have specific people that do a specific sport. You know what I mean? Are they not built for that yet?
It would be like an NBA ref, officiating an NFL game. That's the way I
well,
look at it.
If you can go in and pass a test and then prove yourself, then, you can do any of them. Like I do Muay Thai and kickboxing as well, not as much as I do MMA, of course. And I've been asked to get into boxing and stuff. I have not done that. But, I don't see anything wrong if you're cross-pollinated, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just as long as you are doing your job and you're knowledgeable and you're efficient, I think it doesn't matter what other side ventures you do as far as judging goes or reffing. You just got to be competent and be very well-versed in what you're doing at the time.
Well, as we saw, there was one judge that was either not competent or definitely got a nice fat envelope for.
Hey, he's not going to say neither here nor
you
there
can say
about
it again,
that.
The golden envelope from the golden boy.
Yo, he's got nothing to say about that. I'm answering that one for Bobby. No, don't. Let's not even embroil him in any of this.
You.
I got you. I got you, bro.
I would never do that. Never do that to him. But I mean, she made it almost like so blatant. It's not even funny.
Yeah, there was no finesse to that game. That was a 10-ton hammer.
What was the funniest part was before they made that announcement. De La Hoya had his arm around Canelo and was like whispering in his ear with a big, huge smile on his face. It almost looked like he said, "Hey, buddy, we got this. Don't worry about it." That's what it looked like to me.
De La Hoya was thinking about the after. He was thinking about the after party.
He was asking him if he got the fishnets he sent them. That's what he was saying. He wasn't saying nothing else. Let's be serious, gentlemen. It's a very good-looking redhead.
Right. So, Bobby, did you catch the fight night card as well that night?
I did watch parts of that. I was in and out. I was in a cage that night in Colorado, so my viewing was limited on all of it. But those fight night cards are sometimes, or it appears, have more entertaining fights than others. And it was interesting is the fights I didn't see. I heard you guys talking about the Uriah Hall fight, and I did not see that one, but I read about it, and it's just getting to be kind of what he's known for, I guess. So I don't know, but the main event was solid. I mean, the card was solid, and you look back, and that could have been a pay-per-view somewhere, type of card. So it's always nice to see the cards that people write off as lower tier or whatever perform like that, and it was on TV too. So the fans are the ones that win in that.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to go, how that was going to play out with the, the pay-per-view that everybody wanted to watch with the boxing fight. But I'm pretty sure that the ratings were good on both.
I think a lot of people probably, illegally streamed boxing match and watched the UFC on a lot of. I read an article about that. There was almost 2 million streams.
Yeah, that's the thing about our sport is, and most hardcore fans will watch both at the same time. I mean, they will. They'll find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's funny. I'm sure people were watching the UFC right up until the Canelo fight because just like we were talking about before, it's like these boxing undercards are kind of not. They're not made to outshine the main fight as opposed to, like an MMA card where, the curtain jerker fight could be 150 times better than the main card, so it's kind of weird with both sports, but I watched both. I was more than happy watching both that night.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you guys all watched both.
The internet
too.
was buzzing, man. Like that card, there was so many finishes. There was a lot of early finishes, so it kind of dominated Twitter and things like that. So a lot of people started watching that. Then, maybe you're right about switching back for the main event, but
well, even Dana White was watching. Even Dana White was watching.
Of course.
The,
what do you think, man?
The boxing match.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's a fight fan's a fight fan.
He was tweeting more about.
combat.
Yeah, but he was tweeting more about the Triple G Canelo fight than he was with his own company that was going on that night.
Dana White's
it was amazing.
Unique character, sure.
Oh, so Bobby, how were you? Bobby, you said you were reffing in Colorado. How were the fights that night? Was it amateur? Was it pro?
It was a mixture. It was for the King of the Cage. It was first time I've reffed in Colorado, which marked off my 27th different state, and they were good fights. I enjoyed being there, and I was well received, and so it went well.
Have you ever reffed over here on the East Coast?
Yep, I've reffed in Massachusetts a couple of times. Let's see, I've done not really out east, but Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. I'm trying to think if I've done New York. I have not done New York. I was supposed to, but didn't at the last second. So
maybe we can get you as a. Well, maybe we can get you as a judge in New York.
Yeah, tried to get into New Jersey, but that was a tough one to crack.
Yeah, the New Jersey Commission, very, very rigid. That's a good way to put it.
Insular.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's even bad for the fighters. Like, one of the guys that I knew, he fought John Howard before John Howard got brought into the UFC, and John Howard knocked him out and broke his jaw, but the athletic commission wouldn't let him get up. Like, he said, "I'm fine, I can get up." They wouldn't let him get up. And in the state of New Jersey, if the athletic commission tells you that you need to stay down, and if you get up, they'll pull your license. Even if you could walk, no problem, they'll pull your license. So New Jersey's a little funky with a lot of stuff.
Yep, so we'll just keep working on it, and I'll make my appearance in New Jersey eventually. It just take a little longer.
There you go.
Well, we will come out and see you when you're in New Jersey for sure.
I'll hold you to that. Michigan's not too terribly far from you guys. So
that's far enough, Bobby.
I'll tell you what, if the Packers play in Detroit that weekend, maybe I'll do it.
Well,
I could do the Saturday and then Sunday thing.
Look, you have almost 2 months here to plan it out. I'm sure you guys can figure out how to get there and all that good
Maybe
stuff.
we could get a press pass. Let's apply for a press pass.
Yeah, UFC press passes are like one of the hardest ones to get.
Yeah.
It took Carrie so many years to get hers. I don't think she's used it once yet. Even when they went to New York, I don't think she's used it yet.
I feel like that's like you have to apply per event. So if you don't use it, you don't get to.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So what else do you have going on, Bobby, other than the UFC in December? You got anything else coming up soon?
Yeah, I got September 30th here in Salt Lake, in the Salt Lake area. That's actually going to be, the rumor is, that's where they're going to start filming the reality show at. But we'll see on confirmation on that. And then October 13th, I've got a show in Arizona I'm doing. And then there's something else on the – I'm putting together a fundraiser for a friend who has cancer. We talked about him. And that'll be on October 28th, it looks like, in Illinois. So, that's what I've got coming up, and we'll see what happens.
Well, you got to give us those links for the fundraiser and stuff like that, so we can start blasting it out on our social media, Bobby. Now that you have a date for it and everything.
Absolutely, I will do that.
Well, Bobby, listen, thank you very much for calling in. Congratulations on getting to be able to ref in the UFC for December 2nd in Detroit, and call in again, man. It's always great to hear from you.
All right, guys, have a good.
Thanks a lot, Bobby.
Good night, Bobby. I kind of had a feeling that's what his announcement was going to be. I mean, why else would you not say what it is until it comes into fruition? But I'm actually even more excited to see that fight now that we've had him on the show twice. What do you think, guys?
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for the third guy in the cage as much as I would be for either fighter.
Absolutely.
It's weird. Watching him, it's going to be with a different perspective on the whole thing. You're going to actually be rooting for the ref. How do you root for a ref?
Don't get hurt, Bobby. Don't step in the blood, Bobby.
Is that doable?
Don't make it an issue, Bobby.
Things can go wrong for a ref.
Yeah. Holy shit.
You don't want root for him to not get famous. We hope, you fly under the radar here.
Yeah. Stay a secret, Bobby. Stay a secret.
Because, any news for a ref is usually bad news.
100%. It's like hearing back from Planned Parenthood. It's never good. Period.
Planned Parenthood?
It's never good.
Well, let's round off back to what we were talking about before Bobby had called in. So we were talking about the UFC fight night, and we were getting just to the co-main event with Platinum Mike Perry against Alex Reyes. I mean, say whatever you want about Mike Perry. He's on another level right now.
If he's not the sharpest... Wait, no, I got a better one for you. If I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, then he definitely is. That's for sure.
He's the biggest tool in the shed. Tell you that much.
Oh, my goodness.
Christ.
Well, do you think it was right for him to call out Robbie Lawler? I mean, it's a big name.
Come on.
Come on, what? He's a big name. He's
Mike Perry?
Coming off a win.
Hold on.
I think... What's his biggest win of his career?
His hairline.
Yeah, his hairline. Yeah, but Chris, aren't you the one that's saying that these guys need to call out bigger names? Isn't that what you've been preaching?
I'm not hating on him calling out a bigger name, but like he could have said like any name and it would have been a bigger name. You know, he's calling out like
he's calling out the former champ who just beat Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
that?
that?
He needs to be calling out like Cameroon.
What's he going to call it? Kyron Woodley?
Like that's the fight. No, not even.
I think he can pronounce that name less than Tommy can. So I don't think he was feeling like he was going to say Cameroon Uzi man.
Bro, like how about like Emil Mech? There's like so many welterweights that, you know, didn't he lose to Joban? Call him out.
But he's calling somebody out that's at the top of the list.
Worst case scenario, he gets him, or like he doesn't get him, but at least he shows that he has, you know, giant clackers.
He does not deserve that fight.
Of course not.
That. And he will get outclassed.
But who the hell knows nowadays, right? Jesus.
Yeah, there's plenty of fighters who don't deserve half the things that they get, and they get them anyway.
I think Emil Mech is going to be making noise soon. There's a lot of welterweights, man. Like it's a fucking.
Yeah, there is, but Mike Perry made a name for himself that night. You know what I mean? Okay, so Alex Reyes took the fight on fucking beyond short fucking notice.
Yeah, I don't know that he really, you know, he did what he should have done, Perry.
Yeah, but you know what? He fought a guy who took the fight on short notice, and he made short work.
Father's
out of
worst
a guy
nightmare.
who took the fight. Yeah, but he took the fight on short notice, and he made short work of the guy. That's what he was supposed to do. It's not like when Daniel Cormier fought fucking Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva almost fucking beat him. You know,
what fight did you watch?
Hold on, hold on.
Dude, Anderson Silva was coming goddamn close to fucking outpointing him.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Don't even.
Oh,
bro.
Thomas.
The guy that you had beaten fucking Henzo Gracie in a fucking
from Spider Guard?
in a fucking tournament style.
No, he was working
tournament style.
He was working super deep half. That's really effective in MMA, right? That's all I'll talk about. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Against like an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah, it's fine.
So look, Mike Perry did what he needed to do, and he made short work of him. That was what he needed to do, and he did it.
Look, I'm not hating on Mike Perry's fighting skills. I think that he's definitely an interesting up and coming fighter. However, he's biting off more than he could chew with the Robbie Lawler thing. You know, work your way up. Plenty of fights out there.
Maybe you know what? Maybe he's not.
Good fight.
Maybe he's not. I mean, hell, I'm one of the people who said it. Fucking what's his name? Cody, I didn't think deserved a shot at fucking Dominic Cruz, and he fucking embarrassed Dominic Cruz. He made Dominic Cruz look like a fucking amateur.
You know, Weidman didn't necessarily deserve the shot at Anderson Silva when he got it, but didn't mean he wasn't going to win. You know, like I think a lot of guys that maybe get fast tracked to a title because they envision him as being a future champ, so they're like, all right, might as well get to it. You know, Connor. A lot of guys.
Yeah. Well, so spinning off the Weidman weight class, we come to the main event, which we touched on a little bit with Kareem and Luke Rockhold and David Branch. I know David Branch tapped the strikes, and that's a big fucking no in MMA. But to David Branch's credit, I think he did well early on. He definitely shocked Rockhold with his striking ability because he dazed Rockhold. I mean, like, Rockhold thought he was back in bed with fucking Demi Lovato for a short fucking stint there. And, just like you like to say, Chris, David Branch ran out of time in that first round. And once it came to the second round, Rockhold was able to establish top position and, beat him until, ground and pounded him until he tapped out.
Yeah, man, I just
strikes.
didn't think like a black belt under Henzo would get dominated in grappling that bad.
You know what it was? When he gave up his back, I think he was hoping that Rockhold might have, given up position and stood back up, because that's the only thing that I could think of. Because there's no reason why you would, give up your back in that situation other than he just had a brain fart, which can happen.
Yeah, but with black belts shouldn't have those. It should just be muscle memory. You don't even think.
Yeah? Well, I seem to remember GSP putting a fucking Gracie black belt on his back, and he couldn't do a fucking thing off of it either.
You got a caller.
Caller, what's going on, brother?
Don't play in traffic, Tommy.
What's up, guys?
Boy.
It's Eric in Boston.
Oh,
What's up,
I thought so. Eric from Boston. Of course he's calling in after the fucking Patriots routing this past fucking weekend. Of course. What's going on, Eric?
Did I just hear one of you guys say that Anderson Silva's last fight that he took on short notice, he was winning in points? He got his ass handed to him in that fight.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was me that said it, and no, he did not get his ass handed to him in that fight. I think you all need to watch that fight again. I think you all need to watch that fight again.
Oh, I'll rewatch it. That was horrible.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Omar linked something, and I had to watch that instead.
Oh, Omar's linking during the fucking podcast. That's nice, Omar. What are you linking? Fucking kittens?
It was some UFC live session, so I ended up watching that and talking with them guys. So blame Omar for my late calling.
What are you talking? Wow, I'll take the blame on that. I'm spreading the podcast love. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's one of my boys from the
Omar,
jiu-jitsu.
fall on that sword. I got your back.
Yeah, come on. Man.
Yeah, let's see. Omar tagged Todd Mukenheim and Jeff Miller, so I started watching that and talking with them guys.
That dude's a wild man. He's a tank. I'd like to see him, get some shine.
I'm trying to get him to, ask questions how to get my kid to be a little bit more aggressive in class.
That's a good guy to ask, because let me tell you, anybody that's rolled with him, it feels like what it's been, feels like Puerto Rico in that Category 4 that they just had. Shouts out to Puerto Rico, but yeah, it's
how many
it's
hubcaps
terrible.
did they lose?
Like 7.
Oh my God!
Hey, you never can get too much information, right?
What was it, Hurricane Hector?
He's a wealth
Hurricane
of knowledge.
That
kid.
Whacker came blowing through fucking.
Yeah, he's crazy. I'm telling you. Nah, Todd's
2-minute warning after dark. So we apologize for the banter.
So what's up, Eric? What's on your mind, bro?
Oh, nothing. I was hearing you guys talk about Bob Sapp earlier. And you were asking the best match. The best match Bob Sapp is K1 when he was fighting Jerome Lee Banner. When they were doing like stand-up with the big gloves on, Jerome was hand in his ass. As soon as it went to MMA gloves, all Bob Sapp did was just lay on him the whole entire time until they got stood back up at the end of the round, huffing and puffing. Shit was hilarious.
Jerome LeBanner, Eric? Jerome LeBanner?
Yes, sir.
That's the fight that you're bringing up?
I had to do some research on that guy. And he happened to be
That's
one of the
fight
fights
that you're bringing up, Jerome LeBanner, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you guys don't know what I know, but
Oh.
So you're telling me
hold on. I just put
Bob
it together.
Sapp's
Oh, you
fight?
fuck. Oh, okay.
You have to watch the fight. The fight's hilarious.
Ernesto Hoost.
Wait, you thought that fight was hilarious? You didn't think it was hilarious when Crow Cop busted Bob Sapp's orbital bone and he cried in the middle of the
No,
ring?
I thought that was
all right,
violent and scary.
In the sport,
Crow Cop
the
then?
MMA sport,
Kidding?
that has to be like number one funniest thing I've ever seen.
It was wonderful because he cried the same way then than he did in the longest yard. It was the same cry. It was hysterical.
You know, unfortunately, I didn't watch the UFC this weekend. I gave boxing one more shot, and of course, it let me down as always.
Really?
Tommy.
That was a
Tommy's
letdown.
so disappointed in people that are let
Oh,
down by the fucking.
The fight was good, but the
bullshit
the
scoring was.
horrible. I mean, how the fuck does that person even have a job today is beyond me. And some of the referees or
she doesn't have
judges,
a job. She's been suspended. No, she's been suspended.
So I didn't get a chance to read up on anything. I stayed off of Facebook.
Well, no, she was suspended just a few hours ago.
Yeah, let me ask you guys something about that. If being that she's suspended, does that mean that they're going to like overturn something? You know, like you're suspended for getting it wrong. So then you're admitting they got it wrong, is what you're saying? You know, like I don't get that. That's a slippery slope.
I mean, has the judging ever been that bad in the UFC or MMA?
I mean, it has to have been. Yes, I've seen
him up
many a fight that he won.
Cecil fucking Peoples. Look up some of his whoppers, and it's just like, you know what? I want to hang myself. Like this guy's not fucking looking at. He's not even looking at the screen. He's in another room watching Friends. And then they ask him what he thinks about every 15 minutes. He's like, I choose this guy. He comes up with some fugazi decisions. I can't stand him. Look him up, guys. I swear. You're going to see some of his, how he weighed in on some fights. Eric, I'm telling you, he's a criminal.
All right, so in the MMA world and boxing world, what can they do to correct that?
Shoot him. Straight out.
New
just
judges,
take him out back.
man. No, you need new judges, especially for MMA. You need guys like Ricardo Almeida, who's an MMA judge now. You need guys that have actually been in there that know what to look for. That's what you need to fix it and get rid of the 10-point must system.
The 10-point must system sucks. I think that they should really kind of do like a 10-minute round and a 5-minute round for 15-minute fights, shit like that.
So what do you think of this? What do you think if they have like maybe an outside channel to judge the judges?
How about they just do pride rules? Right?
Yes.
You can fix it all right now.
Honestly.
Pride rules.
Yeah, guys, they won't ever fucking accept that in the U.S. Like, do you remember when Pride?
Oh my God.
Towards the end of Pride, when they came to the U.S., like right before the sale,
yeah,
and they had those U.S. fights, there was no need to a down opponent. Yeah, there was no need to a down opponent. There, wasn't head kicks when the guys were down. The U.S. won't accept those rules, and they do it, which amazes me because once upon a time you could watch porn on pay-per-view of 3 guys blowing a load in a chick's face while she's taking 2 in the ass. How you doing, Lisa Ann? But they won't let a guy get his fucking head kicked off on pay-per-view when he's on the ground. It's just weird.
Where did this go, Tommy?
Tommy, what the fuck?
Jesus.
So in Ryan, can you like wind up and punch somebody in the head?
What's up?
So in Ryzen and K1, can you like wind up and punch someone in the fucking head while they're on all fours?
Yes.
Well, Ryzen has the pride rules.
I was like, what?
Yeah, but Ryzen has the pride rules where the guy, if the guy's on the ground, you can kick him in the head.
Yeah,
well,
they still have the same
awesome.
rules
I
as
just keep
pride.
winding up in field goals like I'm Vinatieri.
Yes.
Well, Vinatieri sucks.
Hey, it's 45. You could still kick some fucking pretty mean field goals, guys.
Yeah, I know.
More than that Korean dude on the
Chargers.
Oh gosh, I love Koreans.
Oh man, he got his.
I mean, but here's the funny thing with that.
Joke, but
we as fans, yes,
dog?
we love that rule set as fans, but for the fighters, I'm pretty sure they're not a big fan of that rule set. If you're the guy that's on all fours and getting soccer kicked by a guy like Krokop in the
or
fucking
if you're like
jaw.
Sakuraba getting fucking
All right, but
Angelo Silva's knee drilled into the back of your head, your ears already falling off.
That would never happen, though. So, Eric, what were you saying?
So you could kick someone's fucking head into the fucking stands in Japan, but you can't throw an elbow because they don't like blood. That makes absolutely zero.
It's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Elbows are dangerous, man.
Yeah.
I would say someone like me at 300 pounds winding up and kicking you in the fucking head. Yeah, a good chance I can break your neck.
I can see that. Like the Iron
Yeah,
Sheik.
no, you're
fuck him up.
Well, look at the only fight Fedor lost up until he decided to fight in the States. He got caught with an illegal strike that sort of cut over his eye, and that they stopped the fight and he lost. That was
what was that? The downward elbow?
Yes. Yep, it caught right above his eye, and they stopped the fight because of the cut.
What did he get, Matt Hamill?
Well, no, because Matt Hamill didn't cut. He just had the hearing busted back into his ear for a very short amount of time.
You're welcome for that.
You are such a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, Omar said that first, actually.
Yeah.
Omar said that first.
For that one.
Well, Omar
is... He got busted up by John Jones.
And Watley, he's allowed to do those jokes.
That's besides the point. He got busted up by a juiced up John Jones. But yeah, Eric, you're right. Like, it is a little funky. Like, I can kick you in the face. I can kick you in the face when you're on the ground, but I can't elbow you when you're on the ground. You're right, 100%. But the U.S. will never adopt the knees to a down opponent or kicks to a down opponent. It'll never happen, ever. Especially
I thought if you're in like half guard, you can throw knees into the rib cage.
The body for
you
sure.
Can throw body.
Yeah, the body for sure, but that's even in the amateurs. You could knee to the body.
Yeah, but if you're both standing up, can't you do a Muay Thai clutch and fucking knee the fuck out of them in the face?
Oh yeah,
not in the amateurs.
But and then also downed opponents is what we're trying to get at. Like the Pride rules was I loved it because I feel not be so much. Well, yeah.
Like if I get up before you do, you better fucking.
No, that's exactly it. But like I love the violence, but also the positions that it would dissuade. Like right now, they're still in the UFC. You can still play that game where you have one hand down, one hand up. You're gonna turtle up. You don't turtle in Pride. You get fucking killed.
I think the ring also would help because it would take away the distinct advantage it gives to the American wrestler in the octagon.
100%. That's 1,000% accurate.
Well, it's not even just the ring. It's you really got to think about your shot. Like if you're fighting in Japan, if you're gonna go for a shot, and and I'm not trying to fucking bash on Connor, but the half-ass shot that he used against Nate in that first fight, if he did that in Pride,
he was pretty much knocked out.
I would hold you there. Why? Because I'm going to knee you in the fucking head until you die.
So that's my point. Like with those rules and no ring and the ring where you can sit the ropes, and not get taken down because there's a fence behind you. And then they would give out yellow cards for stalling. Like honestly, listen to Nick Diaz talk about it. And I'm not trying to be the homer here, but listen to him talk about what he would do to change MMA, and it's pretty fucking intriguing.
So do you like the octagon, or would you like the boxing ring better?
Oh, I prefer the ring, 100%. For an MMA fight, it's true. It's more true. It takes out.
I'm mixed on that. I like Joe Rogan's idea of a wide open field.
Okay.
Where there is no advantage.
Fine. Oh my God, that's the closest thing you get to that on a stage is a ring, though. Where like they'll stop you.
No, it's got to be a raised
middle.
ring, though. I need some blood sport in my life. We need to.
Yeah,
we need to
and
be
you know
fighting.
what? They should actually have glass wraps.
Yes, with resin,
wraps.
with resin and glass.
Well, here's the problem with the ring. I agree with you, Chris, but here's the problem with the ring. You remember the Fedor fight against Verdum? When he went down and he got caught in that triangle? If they were in a ring, they would have got reset because Fedor would have been out of the ropes and they would have got reset. That's the only problem with the ring. I actually think, remember when Chuck Norris had that fight league and they were in a bowl? You remember that?
Was that
Omar,
Bama?
I know you do.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't know if it was Bama, but they were in a bowl.
Yes.
I think that's a good.
And it was a downward sloping bowl.
What was that show called? Texas Ranger.
Yeah, Texas Ranger.
He had the
I
kick
think that
pants.
would be good.
He had the extra crotch in the pants.
I think that would be good, honestly.
I mean, that would
instead
be
of the cage. But you know what? With the cage, these guys have, you have the wall walk and stuff like that. So the cage does have an advantage and disadvantage. But UFC's not going to stray from that because they've trademarked the fucking octagon. They're never going to let that go.
No, of course
They're
not.
never going to let that go.
That's not happening. I don't think I will ever see that. I'm just making a point as to how, if I had the hand of God here, I would change that. That would be one of the first things I'd change.
Maradona.
Well, the Reverend says you don't have the hand of God because that's my job.
Oh, boy. This just went south.
I'll smack the skin off your face, boy.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll pray for you, brother. In the name of fucking Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Royce, and Henzo Gracie, I just made the fucking sound across for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
So, Eric, what else you got on your mind before we get ready to wrap up?
All right, what do you guys think of? All right, so heavyweights for the last 2 weeks, light heavyweight, and then I also read something today that Michael Bisping might be retiring after this fight.
He should.
Well, of course he's retiring because he's going to lose to GSP next.
Oh, stop.
Oh. Damn.
And now with this fight with GSP, do you think GSP is back for good, or is this just a one-fight deal and we ain't going to hear from him again?
Dana's not signing him for one fight.
Nope. Especially not after John Jones. Not after John Jones got popped. He's going to hold on to
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So he's gonna ride the GSP horse until the wheels fall off.
All right.
Well, yeah, because, we don't know what's going on with Conor. It's all speculation as to if he's coming back, when he's coming back. GSP was the top moneymaker.
GSP is a lot.
Conor.
If GSP was like, I'm only fighting one fight, so you're telling me Dana White would be like, nah, too bad, you got to fight more. I'm not taking the money for the one. Like, of course.
If GSP
on a fight-to-fight basis.
that
if
belt,
he wants to fight, he'll fight. If he don't, he won't. It's simple as
let me
that.
tell you something.
He won't fight for anybody else.
If GSP wins that belt,
Benside.
Dana White is going to become. If he wins that belt and he knocks Bisping out or finishes him in some kind of
knocking out middleweight.
Why is it out of the realm of fucking possibility? Like you completely downplay the amazing fucking athlete.
Bro,
that
the
GSP
last
is.
guy I think GSP knocked out was like Jay Heron. Like that's how long ago. All
right, so
stopped somebody with strikes.
With GSP coming back, right? So say he knocks Bisping the fuck out. Now, do you think he's going to be like Conor, where everyone's going to line up to want to fight him because he's the money fight now?
Absolutely.
Of course.
I don't know that GSP is going to be the money fight after he loses.
All right.
Well, bro,
so
what's the other money fight?
If GSP wins the belt, who do you guys want to see in line fight him for that defense title?
Woodley.
I think that he's not fighting at middleweight again. If he wins the belt, he's going to run. You don't want to fight those. Who's he going to fight? Whitaker? Whitaker will kick the shit out of him.
It would be some type of poetic justice that you have a Canadian beating a Brit and then fighting an Australian. But I don't know if enough people would catch on to that angle and tune in for that reason. But I would. It'd be interesting to me.
Well, realistically, that's the only real fight since Whitaker is the.
Now we just need
champion.
like an Indian in there, and then we got like a Commonwealth Battle Royale.
Just like that division's got some fucking killers in it, man. There's some bigger guys. GSP ain't gonna deal with that, man. Like these guys are naturally light heavyweights.
Do you think we could ever see a GSP McGregor fight?
Of course.
I mean, we could.
Absolutely.
I could happen. See it ever happening.
I think McGregor would have a bad fucking night, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
I
That'd
think
be a big
McGregor's
fight.
gonna. I don't think he's gonna like take on too many crazy challenges at this point, where he's like stacking the cards against him.
But wait,
He's gonna
Chris,
fight.
do you think McGregor would have a bad fucking night? That's what I want to know. Omar is.
I think that would be
I'm waiting
fucking,
on bated breath.
Oh, Christ,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not acting like
Realistically, though.
I'm not acting like fucking like McGregor could go out and beat all these fucking big dudes. He's a fucking featherweight / lightweight. You know, like he just was fighting at
he's a lightweight. He's not.
yeah, but he was
exactly.
just fighting
anymore.
at 45. 18 months ago he was making weight at 45. So no, I don't think he can go up
Barely.
to the guy at 200.
Barely. He looked like fucking Matthew McConaughey in the Dallas Buyers Club making 145. Look at how he looked.
Powerful reference.
In the fucking look at how he looked in the Mayweather fight.
Yo,
He
the
was
fact
horrible.
is,
at
I'm not saying you're taking this and making it
Offense
entirely.
at like a supposed potential slight. He's reaching right now. I gotta give him that, Tommy. Like what you're no, just no. Like
Well,
until
he's
it's
always reaching.
I'm
He's
not
always
saying
reaching.
Yikes.
I'm not saying that Connor's going to beat. I just said, like, I don't think he's going to go. He was just making 45 18 months ago. Whether he looked like shit doing it or not, he did it. All right? So, no, I don't think a guy with that frame is going to go beat a guy that walks around 210 and 220. Like,
Now
you know,
Bisping walks around at 210, 220.
no, I think GSP, Woodley, these guys are big.
Or GSP, that's what I mean. No, GSP does not cut weight. He keeps himself a few pounds where he needs to be. He does not cut weight. That's been his fucking thing his entire career. He does not cut weight.
What is he, Frankie Edgar?
Well, no, but, you know, a
for
non-casual
the weight
fan
class.
would know that.
No, at that
170.
weight class, I gotta say he
You
does
just call me a
it.
casual fan.
He really tries
I
to.
did.
That's why I'm trying to gloss over
because
it.
your brother's not here, so you're next.
I'm trying to. Oh Christ, yo, that Steel Reserve is kicking in
The
hard.
listeners know the difference here. Come on.
All right, so do you think GSP
Casual
could drop
fan.
down to 155 and fight Connor?
No,
No.
they'd fight it at 170.
No.
He'd come up again for sure.
No, GSP could never get down that low. He could never get down that low. Not healthy, anyway.
Not without the IVs and shit now, right?
Not with
Yeah.
Uzala. Not with Uzala.
Our third
Yeah,
terrible.
no, there's no way. I mean, his
and the
frame wouldn't support it.
and the ID. So,
Yeah,
He has
his
stutter.
frame wouldn't support it. He would need probably a good year to get down
I
even close to
I
155.
definitely beat his Nate Diaz impersonation.
Nobody
Doubt about
beats
that.
my impersonation. Just made him sound like some random dude.
We're gonna have a competition and have the fans vote on this,
I like
What
it.
about a Nate Diaz here fight?
or whatever. Like
Oh,
that's,
Nate
that's-
Diaz?
Did you say Nate Diaz versus GSP?
Oh
Yeah.
Christ. Oh.
What do you
Jesus
want?
Lord.
What
I
do you
hate
want
to say
GSP
it, but
to
Nate-
just wipe
Nate-
out the Diaz family?
Yeah, why
Nate
not?
would get
You know what?
ragdolled.
He would find the
He-
Diaz father, which nobody's seen for the past 30 years, and beat his ass
Just
as well.
Kill off the bloodline.
100%. Go straight.
How many significant slaps would Nate land though? Probably
Zero.
A ton.
Yo,
Ton.
no. Nate would just slap the shit out of him. Like he would be getting beat up. He'd be on his back.
Yeah.
No, he
He'd
wouldn't.
be getting leg locked, and he would just be slapping him, just like, fuck you, Right?
GSP would have Nate on his back faster than the 16-year-olds go on their back for you. It would just be just too quick.
Yo, worse than the Lisa Ann comment. Like, I was
Now
wondering.
he's 16. I thought we put that to bed with the rape van reference, and then that was like cringeworthy in itself.
Put that to bed? Thanks, man. Chris, you're not helping much at all. Thanks, man. No.
All right, Omar, you're not doing your job here. With
Oh, yes. The rape van reference gets, thank you. There we go.
2 minute warning
you're
after
late.
dark.
You're later than Chris's ex-girlfriend's fucking paternity test.
Oh.
You're pretty fucking late.
Oh,
Later than the paternity test or like her period. I mean, which one is it?
Oh, here we go.
He's Team AKA. Chris is Team AKA. He's got it on lockdown. He's good.
So yeah, Eric, I there's no fucking way GSP would ever make 155 pounds healthy. I don't think I'd even want to see that fight without IVs. I don't even think I'd want to see that fight. I think that would be pretty fucking bad.
I'm really not all that interested in seeing GSP fight at all. Period. Like, yeah.
Because you don't like greats.
Oh.
What are you talking about? I used to love GSP. I just think that his style is boring, and he's been out of the game for a while. I don't agree with what's going on with it.
The Danaher Death Squad will
shit.
fucking reign supreme. And you know what? Tyler loves the fucking Danaher Death Squad. Eric, you know that to be true.
I don't give a fuck if Aaron Rodgers liked the Danaher Death Squad. Doesn't mean shit to me.
Well, you know what? After yesterday, fucking Aaron Rodgers doesn't even know who the fuck he is. How do you like that shit?
He caused me to lose.
He's a football player. He knows exactly who he is. He's the best passer of the football in the history of the NFL.
Yo, he got dumped by Sloan Sabbath. I don't think he knows where the fuck he is. Still, so man, why do you let that one go?
Last night, Aaron Rodgers was useless as a fucking elevator in an outhouse. That's how useless he fucking was yesterday.
On that note, guys, I'm thinking it's about that time, Tommy. What do you think,
How the fuck are you going to end it on that note?
I'm just trying to reel us back in here, guys. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. Tonight was fun. Holy fuck, did we have a lot of callers tonight? Eric, thank you again for calling in.
All right, I'll try not to get distracted by Omar's post next week.
Hey, I'm a social media maven, and I'm sorry that my social media posting did its job. Sorry, not sorry.
No, you're supposed to bring attention to your radio show, not somebody else.
I did. And he's going to be a guest on our show.
It wasn't even that. I mean, holy shit, we had callers from the first hour on. This was a fucking great night tonight. So, Eric, thank you again for calling in. Please call in again next week.
Of course.
This was a fucking great show. I had
Omar,
a lot of fun.
Omar, great show. Tommy, I hope you slip getting out of the shower tomorrow morning.
There's a very good chance that I might actually fucking do that.
He doesn't.
Wait, never mind. Tommy doesn't shower.
There's a good chance that I might do that, considering the Candlewood Suite Studio does not put shower mats down. But thank you, Will Kreider, for calling in. Bobby Wambacher. Fuck, did we have any other callers that called in besides
Kareem?
Kareem, yeah.
That's
the 2-minute morning, completely after dark, fucking Kareem calling in. Shit. Well, anyway, guys, listen. We are brought to you always by ADK Fightwear, adkfightwear.com, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, blackholejujitsu.com, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, madamajj.com, 2-Minute Warning Sports, Trisha, Tim, Josh, all the guys over there. We will be back on our video cast on Wednesday. Chris, I hope you can join us. If not, you can go fuck yourself.
Oh, boy.
But,
oh, man, I might join you while fucking myself.
Well, that would be good because you'd be just like Luke Rockhold. So there you go.
That'd be great.
There you go.
It is video.
You are the Luke Rockhold. You are the Luke Rockhold of 2-Minute Warning Sports. Stand up, take a bow, fucking pat yourself on the back.
Wait until this Wednesday, the 2-Minute Warning live stream, 2-Minute Warning After Dark.
Does that mean Jency loves you? Is that what that is? Because that's what I picked up.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
shit.
Boy.
Well, with Omar saying that, guys, check out The Fighter, The Writer, and The Fans.
There you go.
Check out everything on Cage Side Submissions. Check out Will Kreider, Combat Connection.
Conversation.
Check out Bobby.
For fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
It's combat conversation. You said it 17
Combat
times the wrong
Conversation,
way.
Connection.
And William was a gangster
And his
for
first
not
guest,
calling you out on it.
he'll be having Kevin Ferguson on as his guest.
I swear to God. He kept on, he said it once, Connection. I was like, okay, no. And then Connection. I'm like, fuck. And I double checked. I was like, yep, it's definitely Combat Conversation. Sorry, Will. We love you. He called in. He called in as a guest. And then he called us back.
Semantics. It's semantics. It's semantics. It's semantics. Okay?
It's conversation.
It's a great fucking show. You guys need to check it out. If you're friends with him on Facebook, he does it on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, on top of being on Blog Talk, just like us. Check out Bobby Wambacher at UFC 218 in Detroit, Michigan. Definitely check him out on the Fight TV app for his reality show that's going to be starting soon. Great show, guys. I can't wait till Wednesday night so we can talk some more MMA, and that's it. So for Omar El Professor Sangarino.
Thank you.
And my
That's
man
amazing.
with the $1 million pedophile smile,
Oh, boy.
Chris Gucci. I am the Reverend Tommy D.
Yeah, I
We are
can't
Pride Rules
believe
Podcast.
that's the shtick that I get.
It's you got the
That is
short
the
end of
stick
that
that you
stick.
get.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's tough.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh man!
We are
somehow
Pride
I'll make
Rules
it. Somehow
Podcast.
I'll make it work.
You will.
I'm sure
I
you
believe-
will. And the
I believe in
16-year-olds
you.
that are in your class believe the same way.
Oh, Christ.
What a
We
piece
are
of
the
shit.
Pride Rules. Listen, we are the Pride Rules Podcast. Learn the fucking rules. Have a good night,
Talking about
everybody.
myself.
Take it easy, guys.